You're welcome to this lesson on allusion. I am Adeyemo with a brand name English with RMG, and this video is proudly brought to you by Ighota Virtual Learning Platform. In this video, you are going to learn the meaning, forms, and functions of allusions for you to become a more competent and more confident English language user, so that you can excel excellently in your WAEC examination and beyond. Yes, we are aiming for A plus in all of your English examinations. So, are you ready to learn with me today? Get your writing materials and let's begin. So, what is an allusion? Before we go into the definition, I would like to call your attention to the pronunciation of this figure of speech. First, it is not pronounced allusion, like many students here would pronounce it. It is pronounced allusion, allusion. If you're familiar with the sounds of the English language, you would know the sound I'm pronouncing there. J, j. It is a sound in television, conclusion, and decision. Do you understand? So, many of the English words that end with sion are pronounced as jon and not shon. Do you understand? So pronounce after me. Allusion. Good. So now let's move on to the definition. What is an allusion? An allusion is a reference to a person, place, or work of art that is outside the text itself, but somewhat related to the context being discussed in the text to enrich the meaning of the text. So what do I mean by that? When we talk about allusion, it is a form of what? A figure of speech. And figure of speech are often used in what? In literary text, mostly. But it is also good that you use it in your other forms of writing, such as your essays and your composition. Do you understand? So when you are using an allusion, you are making a reference to something that is outside the context of what you are writing. Do you understand? But you are relying on the meaning of that thing, that person, that place, that event for your reader to also unravel deeper meanings of what you are trying to say in your own write up, whether it is a form of an essay, a composition, or a literary write up, such as a poem or a novel. Do you understand? So, allusions usually rely on the reader or listener's prior knowledge of the referenced material to create a richer and deeper meaning in the text. What do I mean by that? I said when you're using an allusion, it means that you're making reference to something or an event that is not even part of what you are writing. Do you understand? But you're also relying on that thing in order for you to unravel a deeper meaning of your own subject matter. So that means that your reader has to be an informed reader. Your listener has to have some prior knowledge about that thing, that person that you are referring to, in order for them to get that meaning that you are trying to say. For example, if you say, how would you say you are pregnant? When you say no man has touched you, are you the new Mary of this generation? Everybody knows the historical Mary. Do you understand? Who gave birth miraculously. So you are relying on your listeners' knowledge of uh, Mary. That is, they already know who Mary is and what happened to her in that context. So by saying, are you the Mary of our generation? Your reader would be able to understand what you're trying to say. That, okay, so do you want to tell us that you also want to give birth to a child miraculously? Do you understand? So by using allusions, you'll be relying on your reader's what prior knowledge of whatever it is that you are trying to say in that context by referring to that person, which is an iconic person. Do you understand? So let's look at a few examples. We have Tokpa's relationship with her boss is a soap opera that is full of drama and twists. So I want to believe you know what soap opera is. All these weekly plays on TV. It is usually filled with different types of drama and twists. And it is well known by many people. Do you understand? So if you say your relationship with your husband is just like a soap opera, you are relying on your listeners' prior knowledge of knowing that soap opera is always filled with what different kind of drama and twist. Do you understand? To say that, oh, your relationship with this person is filled with different drama and twist. Do you understand? So if you are going to use an allusion, make sure that your reader is an informed um, person about that allusion that you want to make in that particular context. So let's look at example two. We have the company was a Titanic sinking slowly but surely. So we all know about the historical Titanic ship that sank. Do you understand? So when you now say that, oh, the company is now a Titanic, do you understand? So that means you are saying that the company is now what? Is now gradually sinking, maybe financially, and you're trying to say that the company is going to fold up eventually. Do you understand? So by using allusion, you'll be using whatever knowledge that your reader or your listener already have to elaborate a particular meaning that you are also trying to pass across. So example three, we have their love is a fairy tale like Cinderella and Prince Charming. So this is allusion to the what? To the fairy tale. That is, we are trying to say that their love is just as perfect. Do you understand? Like that of the Cinderella and the Prince Charming. So the point is when you're using allusion, you will be relying on your audience or your listeners' prior knowledge of a particular person, a particular concept, event. It could be anything. Do you understand? That they already have. For them to also elaborate the meaning that you are trying to pass across so that they can have a better understanding of what you are trying to say. Do you understand what allusion is now? Or do you have any question on that? If you do, put it in the comment section. I'll be there to answer. So now let's move on to the next subtopic, which is forms of allusion. That is, do we even have different types of allusion? Or I just need to pick, if I know about any story or any prior knowledge, I just need to use it. So let's look at a few forms of allusion that you can always pick from to use in your write-up. So we have literary allusion, historical allusion, mythological allusion, religious allusion, which could be Quranic or biblical. Then we have the cultural allusion. Do you understand? So when we talk about allusion, it's not just about history alone. It could be literary. Do you understand? And any other type that I've listed. So let's start with literary allusions. So when we say that we want to use a literary allusion, that is, we want to make references to other literary works, such as books, poems, or plays. It could also be popular character in some notable literary books. It could be novel, it could be play, or it could be poems. Do you understand? So literary allusion in nutshell is just making reference to what other literary works. So for example, we could have their love was a Romeo and Juliet story. So I don't think there's anybody that doesn't know about Shakespeare's play Romeo and Juliet. So by making reference to this, you are relying on your listeners' knowledge of what the Romeo and Juliet story, of how they love each other so much that they eventually what killed each other. Do you understand? So sorry, kill themselves. That's the correct expression. They kill themselves. So because of the love that they have for each other. Do you understand? So we could also have another example. We have it was a Gatsby chasing the elusive American dream. So there was also a popular novel, The Great Gatsby. Do you understand? By F. Scott. So if you see someone that is chasing some kind of elusive goal, you could also compare them that, oh, is a what? Is the great Gatsby of our time. Do you understand? So this is also a form of what? Literary allusion. That is making reference to popular literary characters. It could even be the whole book, the whole title of the book, or the poem, or the play. So let's also look at historical allusions. So we have making references to historical events, figures, or cultural movement. So we all come from one or two background with our different what history, and there are some history that are cut across different cultures. Do you understand? They are so significant that almost everybody in the world knows about it. So let's look at a few examples. So we have that defeat was a Waterloo, a final and decisive blow. So, there was this historical battle that happened in what 1815. So it is named the Battle Waterloo. Do you understand? So you can also make allusion to this battle, or if you know any other historical um significant event, maybe in your particular to your own background, you can also make allusion to it if you are sure that your listener or your reader in that context can relate to that particular what history. So another example is it was a Socrates questioning everything and seeking wisdom through dialogue. So this is an allusion to the ancient Greek philosopher Socrates. I want to believe that every student should know who Socrates is. Do you understand? He's one of the great ancient philosopher of knowledge, philosopher of education, and many other fields of study. Do you understand? So if you know someone with a curious mind, always seeking wisdom, you can allude to Socrates by saying that, oh, he's the Socrates of our time. Are you getting how to use allusion now? So let's move on to the next type of allusion, which is mythological allusions. So we all have yeah, one or two kind of mythological story in our what in our cultural backgrounds. So by making references to myth, legends, and what folklore, then we say that this kind of allusion is a what mythological allusions. So if you are not sure, myths are stories of some supreme being that are told in different culture. It may be true and it might not be true. They are not really, really verifiable. Do you understand? So we have it was a phoenix rising from the ashes, reborn and was renewed. So this is a form of allusion of the phoenix that does what rise again from ashes, reborn and what renewed. Do you understand? It is a mythological story, but it is what popular. That is, it is not really, really verifiable. We don't know whether it's true or not, but it is popular. It is a popular myth. Another one is the journey was an odyssey, a long and windy road that was full of challenges and adventures. That is the mythological hero Odysseus and his epic journey. There are other um, more relatable mythology. In Yoruba, they talk about Oduduwa, Lamurudu, and all of that. If you've heard about those stories before, you could also ask your parents for one or two mythological stories from your culture. Do you understand? And you might be surprised different types of myths that they would come up with. So you can always make allusions to these myths. Do you understand? Just make sure that your audience or your listener are familiar with whatever it is that you want to allude to. So now we have forms of allusion, another the religious one which is Quranic and biblical. That is making references to events, persons, or stories in the Bible or in the Quran. I want to believe that this is one of the commonest allusion that students are often familiar with. Do you understand? Because many students are either Christians or Muslims. Do you understand? So when these allusions are made, you quickly understand it because you already have the prior knowledge. Do you understand? So let's consider a few examples of these allusions. So we have it was a pharaoh, arrogant and tyrannical, refusing to listen or reason. So I want to believe all Christians and Muslims know about the pharaoh, how arrogant and tyrannical he was when he ruled. Do you understand? So you can also make allusion to Pharaoh and any other biblical or Quranic story, event, or person that you know. Another example we have, you need to be as patient as Job for you to succeed this adversity. So we all know the popular Job of how he was tested with different adversity before he eventually succeed because he was patient and was persevering throughout the adversity. Do you understand? So when you try to say to someone that, oh, you need to be as patient as Job for you to succeed, the person you're expecting the person to also rely on their words, their prior knowledge of who Job was in the Bible and in the Quran for them to understand what you are trying to say. Do you understand? So, can you give me one or two examples from the Quran or the Bible as well for you to make your own allusion? Let me know in the comments. So, also, you can say it was a Solomon, wise and just, ruling with compassion and insight. So, Solomon is popularly known for what? Wisdom. In fact, there is a song that we popularly sing as a marching song in school. Do you understand? So, Solomon is known for his what? His wisdom. Do you understand? So when you allude to him that is the Solomon in my class, you are trying to say that what is the wisest in my class. So you can also make allusion to him or any other person, significant person that you know in your religion. Do you understand? So let's move on to the next form of allusion, which is cultural allusion. And it involves making references to cultural icons, symbols, or what events. So we all come from one cultural background or the other, and there is usually in culture we have our way of life, our way of our language, our way of dressing, our food. Do you understand? Our locality, that is the area in which we have. So all of these are cultural identity that we can make allusion to, just to say, okay, if you already know that in this culture, this is how they dress, you can allude to that form of dressing for you to pass a particular meaning across, or any other form of cultural identity or cultural symbols. Do you understand? So, culture is also one of our words references of allusion. So, for example, we have their relationship was a kente cloth woven together with intricate patterns and colors, a symbol of unity and diversity. So the kente cloth is known on the global map as a what? An identity of Africans. I think kente cloth is actually native to Ghanaians. Yeah, but on the global stage, it is a form of what? African identity. So, and kente cloth itself is usually made of different colors: yellow, blue, green, red, just to show a symbol of what? Unity and diversity. So you can always, from different perspective, do you understand? You can allude to what the kente clothes as well. All you need to do is just make sure that your listener or your reader understand that context, knows about the clothes, knows what it stands for, so that they can use their prior knowledge to decipher the exact meaning or the deeper meaning that you are trying to communicate. I hope you are following. If anything is unclear, you can let me know in the comment section. So another example is their life was a jollof rice, a flavorful and spicy mix of cultures and traditions. So about jollof rice, I think we have jollof rice in different cultures beyond Africa. But we all know that in order for you to prepare a very tasty jollof rice, it needs to have different, you need to have different spices and different what? Flavor. So you can also allude to that okay, it's a mixture of what? Different thing. This relationship is a mixture of what? Different thing. Or their lifestyle is a mixture of what? Um Different culture, different styles. So, it's a form of allusion, and it is a figure of speech. You don't expect it to be literal. So it's a figure of speech, and here we are particularly referring to what? Allusion, where you use your prior knowledge to decipher a deeper meaning from what the author is what? Saying. So also we could have from cultural allusions. Baba is a Zulu, brave and loyal, fighting for his people and his what? Land. So there is a cultural event about the Zulu warriors. You understand? They are known in Africans to be what? Great warriors, brave and loyal, fighting to protect their people and their what? And their land. Do you understand? So if you say someone is a Zulu, you are trying to say that the person is a what? A brave and loyal person. Do you understand? That is, they are loyal to their own people. Another example we have, the young man is our Mandela, a champion of justice and equality, fighting against the what? The odds. So, as an African, I don't think you are not going to know who Mandela is. So, he's one of the former presidents of what? South Africa who fought for his people, who fought for justice and equality for his people, both black and white South Africans. Do you understand? So if you want to um kind of appreciate someone who is also always fighting for justice, who also stand for justice, do you understand? You can say that is the Mandela of our time. Do you understand? A lot of people know who Mandela is, so they will quickly understand what you are trying to say by alluding to what Mandela. Are you following? So can you give me one or two examples as well on cultural allusions? I know that everybody come from one culture or the other. So I want to believe that you should be able to know one or two things about your culture that you can allude to. So let me know in the comments. Do you have any question? If you do, please kindly ask in the comments below. So we'll continue with this video in the concluding part where we are going to solve practical questions from your YSSE past questions on allusion. So stay tuned, go to the comment section now and click on the link for you to continue watching, or you can click on the card on the screen for you to do so. If you are yet to subscribe, kindly do so now. Drop a like and share with your friends and classmates. Let them benefit as well. Tell a friend to tell a friend about Ighota Virtual Learning Platform and English with RMG. Thank you for watching this lesson to the end. I sincerely wish you success in all of your endeavors. Bye for now.